Welcome to Stamp with Melissa. I am Melissa Faust. Whoops, let me switch over something here. Okay. My name is Melissa Faust. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Minnesota, which is in the United States. And today I'm so excited to share a super fun card with you. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022. It's a palindrome today. So that's kind of a big deal. Welcome. I'm just going to give this a second to let everybody on. If you are catching this part of the video, you are probably watching the replay. So hello and welcome to you. Just know that this video is being live streamed both to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And so if I make a reference to a date or something, you might just have to take a look at when you're actually watching the video. All right. Those who are watching me live, please say hello when you join. Hi, Alicia. Welcome. Okay, so last week I tried this new angle on my face and I liked it, even though you can see my phone. So I know it's kind of trippy. You can see me move. But you know what? I liked this straight on angle. So, hey, Barbara. All right. Alicia and Barbara are both on my team. So hello to both of them. Okay, so on this Tuesday, I have to share with you something very, very important. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Keisha. I'm going to go down, hi, Mom, to my workspace real quick, like that. So we're going, oh, that's the card. We're going to be using a set out of the Celebration brochure today. And I wanted to talk about Celebration because it is actually ending very, very soon. It ends this upcoming Monday, February 28th. Hi, Kathleen. So that's the very last day to take advantage of the super awesome sale from Stampin' Up! Now, what is Celebration? Well, when you open up your brochure, you can see here that there's the stamp set right here. It says free with a $50 purchase. As you keep going, there's some DSP that's free with a $50 purchase, etc., so on and so forth. Now, these items in this brochure are only available through Monday or while supplies last. So if there's anything in this catalog that you want to get your hands on, you want to make sure you place an order ASAP. I've got my, hi Deb, I've got my ordering link right here, shop.stampwithmelissa.com. And in February, I ask that you use this, there it is, this host code when your order is under $150 before shipping and tax. And you can pick out these items. So this one right here is free with a $100 order. So let's say you place a $150 order, you could get this and this, or you could get 3 of these, or you could get one of this and one of this and one of these. You can so mix and match these up, and they're so great. I also wanted to talk to you because Monday is also the very last day to get 2 free stamp sets if you join my team. And I wanted to bring that up, especially because it's Tuesday. So if you want 2 free stamp sets, this is a great way to get it. The starter kit is $99. You get $125 in whatever you want. Whatever's on your wish list, you can put in your starter kit. And then you also get to pick out those 2 free stamp sets of your choice, anything you want. The Celebration stamp sets are not included, but anything that actually has a price on it in one of our catalogs or online are free for you to get. So super awesome. If you want any more information about that, please make sure you contact me. I'd love to have you join me. And I mentioned earlier, but Alicia and Barbara are here and they're both on my team. So hi, Anne. And Anne is one of my sidelines. So she's like my Stampin' sister. All right. So let's look at today's card. This is what we're going to make today. So cute. Ooh, ah. So I am doing a masculine theme, I guess. Last week and this week on my blog and social media, I'm sharing masculine ideas. So this card, I think you could very easily give to anybody, but I kind of liked it for masculine because it's got that blue and the green and a little bit of yellow to go with that pineapple there. So let me show you what we're going to use for that. We're using the Island Vibe stamp set. We're going to use this leaf stamp and the pineapple stamp. This is one of those freebies. Thanks, Deb. This is one of those freebies. So for $50 in my online store, you could pick out this stamp set for free. Who doesn't love free? So we're going to use this one. And then we're also going to use this stamp set, which is from the mini catalog called Love and Happiness. And we're going to use this stamp down here that says to the one I love. Now I liked this card because I thought you could use it for like any occasion, right? Oh, thanks, Deb. Yep, she says she loves the blue accent, and that is Coastal Cabana. But I liked the one I love because I thought you could use that for birthday. You could use it just because. There's so many different occasions that you could use that for. So I'm going to just keep this in the corner of our video as a reference, but let's go ahead and get started. If you are new here, I want to say hello and welcome. Just so you know, my blog post will go live tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central Time. It is 7 p.m. Central Time Tuesday night here where I am. So that is in about 13 hours. And that will have all of the products and everything that I use in case you are in need of those. But during the video tonight, I will give you measurements. So we're going to use a thick piece of basic white as our card base. I absolutely love the clean and simple look of this. We're also going to use a piece of 4 by 5 1/4. This is normal basic white. This is going to be for the inside of the card. I know it might seem crazy because we're using a white card base, but I really like adding that to make it a little bit more sturdy. You don't have to if you don't want to. We're going to use a piece of Coastal Cabana that is, hold on, I got to read it. 3 7/8 by, wait, yeah. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, because then this piece of basic white is 3 3/4 by 5. So this is just 1/8 of an inch larger on the two sides. Okay, then we've got this So Saffron circle cut out with the layering circles dies. I love those dies. And just a little strip of basic white here. So you can see when I made my sample, I cut off the edge. So this is just the other side. Oh, good. Keisha says she hasn't used the set yet. She must now because the card is cute. Well, thanks, Keisha. I have to admit that this one didn't pull my attention. So I wanted to make sure I made something super cute with it because at first I was like, I'll get it, but I don't know how I'll use it. And I absolutely love this card. So I think I'm going to have to make a few more. Okay, tonight we are going to double layer stamp. Now you may be familiar with this already. You might not. Oh, cute. Okay, so Kathleen says the Island Vibe is a great stamp set. She used markers on the stamp with the pot. So that is this one. Big leaf makes really good background. Yes, I agree, Kathleen. And Kathleen being in Florida, I bet you get a lot of great use out of that. We had a snowstorm here today in Minnesota. So if Wi-Fi or anything cuts out, it's been really choppy all day. I'm hoping that, the snow has kind of died down. And so I'm hoping we're going good tonight. All right, so we're going to double layer stamp. I wanted to share too, on Friday, okay, so Alicia says she's not a fan of pineapple, but when she used the stamp set, she loved it. I agree. I just had to use it, and then I loved it. On Friday, this past Friday, on my blog, I shared a card using the pineapple also where I colored on it with markers, so make sure you check that out as well. Okay, so I'm going to use my Stamparatus. Ooh. And one of my tips with the Stamparatus is I always want to put something under it that's going to keep it level. So I'm going to put the stamp set under it, but first I need to pull the stamp out. So we're going to use the big old leaf stamp. And I love that this only has 3 stamps in it because it keeps it so simple. All right, let's grab our little basic white piece here. And we're going to get it lined up. Now you can tell I have some markings from past projects, but you guys know that messy grid paper does not I don't shy away from it. So okay, Kathleen, you can stop now. She said she sat out by the pool today. Well, you know what, I sat inside all day, so that's funny. I actually know 9 people right now, 9 different parties of people who are in Disney World, and I am very jealous. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Okay, so I set up, you can see I kind of lined up my stamp here, and then I grabbed it with the plate. I also wanted to bring in my card base, and I am going to go ahead and fold this. I don't always fold it right away because that's how I end up putting things on upside down or backwards, but we are going to go ahead and burnish that right away. And then what I'm going to do is grab my card here. I think I had it lined up right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my basic white piece centered on the front. Now we are going to end up putting the Coastal Cabana piece in between, but you can kind of see that line there. But for the stamping purposes, we want everything to be pretty stuck in place, especially since we're working with 2 layers. Tuesday, 2 layers. 2 layers, 2 stamp sets. Come on, you guys. To ink colors, oh my gosh. All right, so I have got things pretty tacked down here. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp, and you can see it's inking a lot easier since it's level on that stamp set. All right, so this is with Granny Apple Green, and then I'm going to go ahead and, oh, look at that. Good thing I tried it, because look, it wouldn't stamp over there. So hold on, we got to move it over. But that's okay. That's the good thing about the Stamparatus, is I wasn't committed. All right, let's try it here. I'll just put one of these magnets down, make sure it's lined up. That looks pretty good to me. Then we'll grab that other magnet there and stamp it down. Now, my first card that I was doing with it was having some trouble getting it. Oh, happy birthday to your daughter, Kathleen. I was having trouble. You can see it kind of like missed here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just keep it where it is, right? I'm not moving my card base, but I'm taking out that other layer. And then I'm just going to go, the ink is still dark there. You can see it there. It didn't touch anything. So then I'm going to go ahead and just press it down. And you'll notice here that it's lighter, but that's okay because that's where this is going to cover it. Okay. All right. So then let's go ahead and grab this again. We're going to pivot it. I think we were right here, right? And place this down again. And it's real easy to get it lined up now because those stamps match. And then we'll go ahead and add our magnets again. Now, if you have not used the Stamparatus before, those magnets are very strong. So if they get connected, they might shatter. So you want to be extra careful not to get them too close together. And then I just wrapped some old washi tape around them to help me pick them up a lot easier. All right, so let's ink up our stamp again. And we'll press it down. Now, this is really fun to do also with like triple layer stamping. You can go real crazy with it. Just know that you probably want to use your Stamparatus because the thicker it gets, the more, you know, thickness it is. So it's going to be harder for that ink to touch all the way down. All right. Look at that. Perfect. I'm going to close this ink pad before I make a mess. Actually, no, oh, that was a weird sound. So sorry about that. Before I do that, I'm actually going to go ahead and bring in this piece here. Now I want the leaves. This is the inside piece. I want the leaves to be on the bottom left corner, but because of the way the stamp is positioned, I'm going to go ahead and set this down like this. And we'll just make sure before I ink it up. No, that's way off. Seriously, that would have not been great. Okay, so let's try. Where do we need this to sit? Right about there. Okay, we'll do it right there. So just so we can do this while the ink pad is still out and open and we've got our stamp set, we'll ink that up, stamp it down. There we go. All right, there's the inside piece. Okay, so then I'm just going to go ahead and close this. I'll clean it later, but I just take my Simply Chamois to it and I take it out of the case that I keep it in, and that's how I clean my Stamparatus. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll move on. We can move that stamp set out of the way as well. Let's go ahead and heat emboss, you guys. This time I did not heat emboss in advance because I have not heat embossed on video in a long time. So I wanted to just remind you how to do it if you haven't done it in a while. So here's what we need for that. I'm going to use an embossing buddy. Stampin' Up used to sell these, but they stopped selling them. And my suspicion is because they last forever. So Stampin' Up probably just didn't sell many because you don't, because you don't need to buy them very often. So I think they just probably didn't sell very many and they discontinued them. But I do know that you can make your own. So that might be something you'll want to consider. That just helps remove static. So when you heat emboss and put the powder down, it doesn't get super sticky. All right, let's go ahead and bring in a messy piece of scrap paper, my favorite. Okay, I don't think I've used this piece in a long time. It's got Halloween on it. All right, then we're going to use Versamark ink, which is just basically a sticky ink. We're going to ink up our pineapple stamp. The reason I'm going to use scrap paper is because this stamp is bigger than my circle. So I'm just going to use it to catch where that circle isn't. I'm stamping it down on the right-hand side there, and we'll pick that up. Now I'm going to go ahead and close this. Move that out of the way, and then I'll pick this up and see if I'm not sure how well there you go. You can kind of see where the pineapple is on there. I'm going to bring in my white embossing powder. They come in these little cylinder tubes from Stampin' Up. I put mine in these little Tupperware containers, although to be honest, I wish I had put it in a bigger Tupperware container. So keep that in mind, especially when I'm embossing a larger piece of paper. But I'm just using a spoon here to dump the embossing powder on, and then I'm just hitting it lightly with the spoon, and you can see we've got that so far, and then we just have to heat it up. So let me close this and move that out of the way. Now it's going to get noisy, so I will try. Oh, yes. Barbara said messy scrap paper means your stamps are well loved. It sure does. Barbara, you get me. All right, so it's going to get noisy for a second because I'm going to have to turn on my heat tool to heat this up. So I'll try not to talk so you don't miss anything, but here we go. All right, so I've got my heat tool here. You can see it kind of in the camera. I'm going to turn it on to the second setting. It kind of sounds like a hairdryer. Let's see, hopefully you can still hear me, but I just basically want to get it warmed up before I bring it to my circle because I don't want it to warp the circle if I have to put the heat on there for too long. So I'm just letting it warm up a little bit. And then I'll show you the magic. All right, we're probably good. Here we go. Alrighty. Did you see the magic in the camera as it melted on there? So I'll show you it's shiny now and it's stuck, although it can smudge, you know, right at first. So I won't touch it just in case. But okay, Kathleen says she uses a container. Yeah. Yep. I get you, Kathleen. All right. So that's shiny now. So we can go ahead and work on the rest of our cards. So let's go ahead and bring in our little strip for our sentiment. And then we're going to use that To the One I Love stamp and Coastal Cabana because we want to tie in that paper. We'll ink this guy up, and then I'm going to scoot it down and get my head in the way to make sure, because this is cling mount, I want to make sure I'm right on there. Beautiful. There is that. We'll close up the Coastal Cabana. And then I'm going to use my paper snips to trim off some of this edge here, just because I don't want it to be quite as long. There we go. Do you guys keep your like guard for your paper snips? I always do because my niece and nephew, who are 6 and 4, come in my craft room a lot and I don't want them to get hurt. So I always keep my guard on. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble. So I'm going to use my liquid glue and we'll add some to the back here and get this centered on our Coastal Cabana. Are you guys having a good Tuesday? Like I said, it snowed in Minnesota. And we got a lot less snow than they said we were going to get. But you know what? Snow is good in my book, even though I do really want to go somewhere warm. Probably because I've been making summery themed cards like this pineapple one. All right, so there is that guy. You can see there now the double layer stamping, which is super cool. So it carries over from layer to layer. And then I have that Coastal Cabana in the middle that kind of breaks it up, which is super fun. Okay, so we've got that. Then we're going to go ahead and grab our circle. And we're going to use some dimensionals. On circles, I either use 3 dimensionals or 4 dimensionals. It just depends on how I'm feeling. Today we're going to go with 3. But yeah, sometimes I use, or I said 4, I meant 5. It's either 3 or 5 on circles. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and lay this down centered vertically, but more to the right horizontally. We've got that down. And then I want this to be super popped up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over. We're going to take 1 dimensional on this side. So you can see I did kind of like a 180 flip there, right? So we're going to do 1 dimensional there. Then I'm going to take a dimensional on this side, peel the backing off, take another dimensional and stick it right on top. So it is like double dimensioned. And that way it can sit even higher than my circle here. Normally I'd put 1 dimensional on this side and then run some seal on this side. So this is just a little bit of a stepped up version. And then we'll go ahead and tack that down about here. So cute. Now I'm going to bring in, I don't think I need my liquid glue. Oh, I will need it in a little bit. I'm going to bring in my linen thread. I thought this would be kind of a fun addition. I know that usually you don't use, you don't add a bow to a masculine card, but I still think that this one looks really good, even with the bow. So I am just going to tie a bow here. We'll get it looking all fancy. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Now I'll grab my ribbon snips and take that guard off and cut that. We'll move these to the side. And then I like to adhere my bows with glue dots. I do find that they stay way more, it's way more reliable, I should say. I have used like liquid glue in the past, and sometimes they fall off. Maybe I just don't do it right. You can see here, so I rolled up my circle into a little ball, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick my bow on it, making sure that that adhesive doesn't really show behind the knot of the bow. I'll pick it off with my finger and just stick it down on my card here. So cute. And then I can kind of play with it a little bit, but don't pull too hard because it is adhered now. Oh, good. Alicia says she loves double dimensionals. Yeah, they're awesome. All right, then we're going to use some faux sea glass shapes. I thought these were perfect for this card, and we are going to use these. I think they're Coastal Cabana. I don't know that for sure, but they look like it to me. So we're going to use these guys down here. I'm going to just pick off one, and we're actually adding them above the sentiment because the bow is below. Just like that. Super fun. All right, let's go ahead and do the inside. Get that all adhered. Now, I'm not putting a sentiment on the inside because, like I mentioned, I think this would be really good for just thinking of you, a birthday card, so many different occasions. So I'm not going to put a sentiment on the inside, although you could, when you're ready to send the card, you could put something on the inside then. So there's the card for tonight. Look at how fun that is. Oh, thanks, Deb. Look at how fun that card turned out. And I think the faux sea glass shapes, they're kind of hidden. Like oh, she colored these for the first time yesterday. Thank you, you guys. Yeah, I think that you kind of can't even tell where they are. So super, super fun. All right, let me flip back to you to me for just a second. There we go. So thank you guys so much for watching today. As I mentioned, if you are in need of any supplies I used tonight, there it is. You can click, or not, you can't click on the video, but you can go visit that link, which is also in the description of this video, and use that host code if you're in need of any products that I shared tonight. I wanted to share really, really quick. Thank you guys. You're so nice. I wanted to share really quick that I actually will be live again on Thursday this week. So February 24th at 4 p.m. Central Time. Maybe a few minutes after 4 p.m. if I can. It'll depend if I can get out of work right at 4 or not. I work from home, so it's not very hard to move rooms. So not a big commute. But anyway, I wanted to share that because it's a little bit different than in the past. Let me get rid of this because I think it's obnoxious. There we go. It's a little bit different. So if you remember back in October and November, I did a class to go live video, and you had the whole month to order and get a card kit that you could make with me. Well, I've revised that a little bit. I had to look at the logistics of that and make it a little bit more administratively friendly. And so we are going to be doing a February class to go on Thursday, and I'll share more details then, but make sure you come back and watch. We're going to make 3 super fun cards. I love them so much. They're simple and they are super cute, and they use a stamp set that maybe you thought you couldn't use anymore. So I know, dun, dun, dun. Now you're all curious. All right. But I will catch you guys on Thursday, and then I'll be back next Tuesday for my usual live as well. And next Tuesday, I'm going to add also, in case anybody was interested in joining my team and getting those 2 free stamp sets, next Tuesday, I'm also going to do a little get together, probably on Zoom or something like that, with my team, and we are going to just stamp together. I just thought it would be fun to hang out and stamp. So we're going to do that after my live next week, and we'd love to have you join us. So, all right. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now. Oh, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel or like my Facebook page, depending on where you're watching. Okay. Bye now for real. See you guys later.